everybody, back to the wine unwind. It's been a while.
Been a minute. It's been a minute.
See here, that beautiful rosé. I am drinking a rosé tonight.
Yeah, I'm drinking a very nice, apparently, Cab Sauv. It's a $20 bottle from the LCBO. I decided to treat myself tonight a little bit.
Yeah.
You know.
Get a little bit more of that.
Why not?
I didn't get enough.
Well, I mean, by the end of the evening, that whole bottle will be gone regardless, so...
Guys, patios are open, and we're thinking it's raining right now in Toronto, so we're hoping we can grab a table. Some old...
Yeah, I mean, I'm down to get wet. I don't really give a fuck at this point because, like, I haven't been on a patio yet, so it's certainly freaking time. But everybody who's in the chat, welcome. Dolkermus, the hockey kid.
Welcome.
We're going to take some questions. We're going to go into the box and answer some questions. But before we do all of that, we're also going to have a Patreon member on. We're going to get a call from our Patreon member, so that's going to be super cool. But
welcome this guy, Blue Jay Suck, he says.
Wow.
We'll see after tonight.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, man. You tell us what your team is. You can't throw that slander in the chat without letting us know what your team
Unless
is.
you're the Dodgers.
Yeah, then hold off, pal. But let's talk about the question in the title, which is, should Alek Manoah be suspended? That would be a great way to kick this thing off, man. What are your thoughts on Manoah and the 5-game suspension that he is currently appealing?
Well, I went back and actually John Boy came out with a breakdown yesterday, so I got to watch that today. And, you know, yes, I actually, after looking at the breakdown, I don't think he intentionally did it. And what it looked like they were talking about is that he was trying to come inside, because he just gave up 2 back-to-back home runs. No way am I going to leave something over the heart of the plate. I'm going to pump them inside, push them off the plate, because they're leaning over. They're all over me. Push them off the plate, and then get back in the game. Alek Manoah's a young guy. Like, I really doubt that he's like, oh, I'm going to peg this dude. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't seem like it's him. You know what I mean? So I think it's kind of bullshit that he's suspended. Toss from the game, that's one thing. Like, oh, like, I get it. You know, you can't really tell in the moment, but it's suspended? Come on. Like, we have video for that.
Yeah, I mean, I really think that he also thinks that your mic is off. I personally really think that something happened that we aren't privy to. Because I don't think that, you know, the whole hitting somebody with a batter, I think that the umpires are very aware that, okay, yes, he let up 2 home runs. He hit somebody. He is a rookie. He's not going to do that. I think that something happened there, like whether it be they thought he was extremely aggressive going towards the other player after he had been hit with the ball, whether he said something that we don't know about. You know, like, I could totally believe that there were words exchanged that we aren't privy to as fans, that they heard on the field and we don't know about.
Possibly. Based on John Boy's breakdown, he basically just told him, I was going inside. That's how I'm supposed to play baseball. Also, testing. Is this working? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, that's how it's supposed to be. It's baseball. It's baseball. So, like, but who knows? I think it's kind of bullshit. What do you guys think? What do you guys think in the chat?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's super bullshit. If, like, based off of what they had before. This one person has an insane amount of accounts.
Yeah. I keep putting them in timeout. No hatred amongst the chat.
Yeah,
it's only going to be love.
Blue Jay sucks spam right now.
Yeah, like, what is going on?
But
yeah, how many accounts? Yeah, for real.
How many accounts does this guy have? I still want to know this person's team. So if you guys could comment down below what their freaking team is, so then we could learn. But
yes,
yeah, all in all, I do think that the whole suspension thing was bullshit, unless there was something that we weren't privy to. You know, Alek Manoah said something that we don't know about. Those are my thoughts.
Right. Sweet. All right, guys. I think we have enough people now. We're gonna give Peter a little chat. Yeah, also, let us know if the mics are good. I realized I plugged them in backwards, so we're doing some on the spot changing.
Gotcha.
All right, so I'm gonna give Peter a call. Peter's been our Patreon for a while now.
Yeah, for real. Shout out to freaking Peter, man.
Peter, here we go. Boom.
Do you need an extra moderator? Honestly, we should make Dolkermus a moderator.
For real.
Hello.
Hello, Peter. Welcome back to the show, my friend. How you doing?
What's good, Peter? What's
Bro,
good?
I am doing phenomenal, man.
Ooh.
Nice haircut, by the way, Nick.
Oh, well, thank you, my friend. I appreciate that.
Hey, man, I got mine
Yeah.
done today.
Sorry, just give me one quick second. I'm actually going to crack open a Heineken.
Yes,
Very
yes,
nice, dude.
yes.
It's Friday evening. You got to get that thing opened up, dude. Get yourself
Yeah.
a beer or two in before the Jays game even starts.
Mhm.
Because, I feel like we'll have to. This game is going to be one of those ones where I think we can turn off our brains after the third.
Yeah, tonight's going to be a laugher.
Yeah. I agree,
Yeah.
bro. I feel like we're gonna need minimal brain capacity because we're gonna have these guys dead to rights by the third. Calling it right now.
Well, yeah, I think we have like 70% chance of winning tonight. So
Really, eh? Yo, I wonder.
yeah, I looked at the fan graphs.
Wow.
Before the
That
game,
is-
and that's
eh?
probably like the highest we've been all year.
Yeah.
I believe it, though. I
Yeah.
believe it.
70%. That's actually like messed up for baseball.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
Yeah, because usually, maybe 55, maybe 60,
Yeah,
you got a good
right?
advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
55 like equates to 90 wins over a full year.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No kidding, dude. Yeah.
But anyway.
Wow. Jesus.
What
Christ.
I'm going to do, actually, is I'm going to direct my brain capacity toward the Yankees-Red Sox game tonight
Oh, the Yankees-Red Sox,
and
eh?
do a little split screen action.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
because
yeah.
that is going to be a good series to watch, for real.
Yeah, for
Do-
sure. They're
do-
going to beat up on one another, and hopefully we gain some ground.
Do you know who's pitching tonight for both of them?
I think it's Rodriguez for the Red Sox against Herman.
Okay, and Herman's
No, not
been...
Rodriguez, Perez, I think.
Perez. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And aren't... Okay, hold on one second. I'm getting Nick's talking to your mic 1 second.
Hello.
I'm seeing a bunch of levels, so I'm not really sure. I don't know.
weird.
Sorry about that.
I'll talk
No,
loud.
you're good.
But yeah, so... Ooh. Oh, sorry, I'm fucking up right now. I just pressed pound on my phone. But yeah, Perez, he's on Boston. All the Boston pitchers seem to be getting like a 3 ERA this year. Like, this is something I was not expecting at all coming into the season.
I mean, I think they have like declining spin rates in the last month, and the last time we faced Perez, we hit like fucking 8 home runs off of the Red Sox, right? Scored like 18.
Ooh.
I think Teo hit 2 home runs. Lourdes hit a home run in the first inning, and then that guy Ryan Weber had to like go 100 pitches. You remember that?
Yeah. I think this is the weekend when we were at the cottage. It was a blurry weekend, mind you,
okay.
but I do remember reading the reports after.
I'm curious to ask both of you guys because I'm thinking about it right now. Yankees are playing Boston. What's more beneficial for us? Is it Yankees taking games off of Boston or
Yeah, I would go with
Boston
that.
taking games off of Yankees?
I would prefer if the Yankees took games off of Boston.
Took games off of Boston because that would
Yeah.
make all three of us closer as a whole, or we could have it where it's like Boston starts pulling away, but we have a better leg up on the Yankees. You know, it's like it's tough.
Maybe that's a good point because I think have we played the Yankees more than we've played Boston so far? Or
Yeah, we don't face
yes.
them until like September
Okay.
too, so it's
Yeah,
gonna
we
be a
played
while.
the Yankees. I think at least
Yeah.
6, 7.
Oh,
games?
12 times. 12 times.
12
right.
Yeah.
So then if we
fucking
can
times.
sink the Yankees a little bit, we have more opportunities to play Boston, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, how I see it is, I have to ask myself again. It's like, what is my goal? Like, what is my expectation for the team? And actually, that's something you asked us like a month or two ago. What are your expectations? And my expectations was we'd make wild cards. So
I still think we will.
I agree. I think there's still a good chance. So if we got to look at, okay, we got to give up the division to either Boston or Tampa, right? One of them is going to win the division. Like, do we want to just hope that Boston just knocks out Yankees and then they're out of the picture? But what is the likelihood of that happening? Like, they're supposed to be ranked like second in all of MLB, So it's tough for me. It's tough. It all depends on how you look at it.
Okay, but the Rays, remember, they just lost Glasnow like a week ago, and they've
did.
Right.
lost like 7 of 8 or 6 of 7. So the Rays are a good team. I actually underestimated them, I think we all do every year, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not necessarily sure there's like one juggernaut in the division. Like, I think I think all 4 teams could be like in the upper 80s or lower 90s. I think there isn't going to be that much separation at the end of the year, right, between the 4 teams.
It feels like
so
it's
I think we could still
way.
win the division. I mean, I think it's possible.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I do think that you could be right, man. Like, I think this is a critical stretch for us as a whole. Like, we've talked about it so many times. I mean, Sportsnet has, like, bashed this in with a hammer. Like, we all know about these 2 weeks coming up. We have to win. But it's so fucking true. It's like we actually do have to win right now. If we want a shot at potentially taking this division, but even for a wild card, like, we have to beat these teams that are sub 500. And I said it yesterday after our game, and I'm saying it again. Like, I really think that we can sweep these freaking Baltimore Orioles. And if we sweep the Baltimore Orioles, it's like, hey, now we're what, 41 and 35?
41 and 35.
41 and 35, baby. Like, we're right there.
Honestly, like, we kind of need to, because as much as this seems like it's going to be the easy schedule coming up, like, Seattle's been hot as of late, and correct me if I'm wrong if they've been, like, sucking recently. But I know
they have,
that,
like, 1% playoff odds.
Yeah, like, they're like, like, they're still not going to make playoffs, but we do face them this upcoming week. And then we face Tampa Bay 6 times, right? And then we face Baltimore another 3 more times. So it's going to be tricky because, like, Tampa Bay is still in the race. Yes, they lost Glasnow, but now they have Wander Franco. And
and then they have Brujan coming up soon, right?
Oh, jeez.
You know what? I really think, though, that it's super important for our team. And, like, you know, we talk about the Rays and we're like, oh, we got to play them. Like, that's me so hard. We have to learn to beat the freaking Rays. Yeah. It's like,
we have
don't
to learn
know
to
how
beat
to
good
do
teams.
it.
In general, like the White Sox, the Astros, we've kind of been dominated by good teams. The theme of the season, I think, is we were like 6 games above 500 at one point after we destroyed Boston. Yeah. And then we went on a 6-game losing streak. So that was like the first critical stretch of the season, right? The first litmus test, and we failed that against the divisional rivals. Okay, so then we played the Yankees in the Bronx. You guys probably remember. Took 2 of 3 in Cleveland, swept the Marlins, right? And then we had a stretch of Houston, Chicago, Boston. Yeah. And then we lost against those teams again. Yeah. So we keep seemingly like crawling out of these deficits, but then we're not really able to win against the best competition. So do you guys think that will be like rectified in the future, or do you still think we're like a cut below these elite teams like the White Sox?
That's a good question.
Really,
That's a good question.
Say, man. It's hard to say because, you know, when I look on paper and I look at our batting averages and I look at even some of the ERAs that our guys are putting up, I'm like, hey, on paper, we have these guys. Like, we could totally compete. We're, in fact, in my opinion, even better. But, you know what, it just, when I look at history, I can't actively say that, so I think they just have to go out and do it. I have faith that they're capable of getting it done, but, you know, a series against the Rays where we dominate them, or a series against the White Sox where we dominate them, that would really instill me with some much-needed confidence.
I'm just looking at our schedule, like, down the stretch, and honestly, like, our first 2 months were definitely the hardest schedule. Oh my god, like May, that was tough. Wow, May is actually really, like, these are all contenders.
Yeah, May was a good month. I think we played pretty well in May.
Right, exactly. So, like, with that being said, you know, we played, like, maybe just over 500 ball around that. Like,
we fucking swept the Atlanta Braves, man.
Right.
We did, man. We did.
Atlanta's actually in a bit of a hole, too. So, like, that's a whole nother topic itself.
Yeah, but they're better than their record. For
Agreed. But, you know, coming up into, like, August, like, I'm seeing series with Angels, Seattle, Washington, Tigers, Baltimore again. September, too, like, Baltimore, Rays, Twins are bad now. 2 Twins series. Yeah. So, like, it's definitely, and then I think we ended up with Orioles. So, like, we can have a good second half. Like, I really do think we can.
Yeah,
especially,
I think we could win 92 games.
It's very possible, especially if we make a trade at the trade deadline. And, like, if our pitchers can keep this up, like, starting pitchers, for those who are watching the video and are seeing that, like, I put a little thing here that, actually, I didn't even have it going.
So the question, I know our rotation's been, like, really solid in the last month, right?
Yeah.
But, okay, so come playoff time now, let's say we sneak in. Do you guys really feel comfortable with like Stripling, Matz, and Manoah starting playoff games?
No.
No.
I'm not. I don't even need to.
And that's what I think really separates us from the best teams.
I actually
we haven't developed any like quality starting pitchers, I guess, aside from Manoah. But if you compare us to the Astros, for example, they have like a young crop. Like they have, like for example, Valdez, Urquidy, Christian Javier, McCullers. Those guys are all homegrown. The Marlins, right? They have like a lot, but the Marlins don't have the best position players.
No.
Even the White Sox, they have like Kopech, Rodon. I know he's like
Giolito.
Sorry.
A little bit older, but Giolito.
They non-tendered Rodon, but they re-signed him, and now he's like a Cy Young candidate.
Now he's a freaking stud.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think we're lacking, dude, in the pitching.
We are, but then I will remind you, like that is the part of our development that is the second phase, right? We had the wave of young dudes. The next wave is the pitching, so like we're seeing a little bit of the effects of that. However, I would want to bounce back a little bit and to say, like, who do you trust? Like, I don't trust Stripling. I don't trust Manoah in a playoff series. I don't trust Matt.
These guys are good depth pieces, but not playoff starters.
They're good to get us to the playoffs. But but actually, I do trust Robbie Ray, and I do trust Hyunjin Ryu now. However, we do need a third. That is absolutely critical.
For sure. It's just, I still like the Padres, right? They kind of traded for a championship rotation.
Yes.
And sometimes I wonder to myself, like, we have a loaded farm system, right? Why couldn't we have done this? Why couldn't we have traded for a Musgrove, for example, or a Lance Lynn, right? Why weren't we in those discussions? Or why couldn't we acquire like a Charlie Morton or a Gosman? You know, imagine if we had two of those guys, how good our rotation could be, right?
I mean, I think that, like personally, in the offseason, we both wanted them to be in those conversations, you know, and we were actively saying that. I think back then, though, we have to remember, you know, Vladdy wasn't Vladdy yet. Vladdy wasn't the type of Vladdy that we've seen yet. You know, Bo Bichette had only had like such a shortened sample size. Grichuk wasn't the Grichuk that we've seen yet. I think back then the management was still very convinced that our window isn't this year. Well, kind of this year, but our main window is that 23, 24, 25. Like, those are the years that they really want to gun after it, sort of thing. So I still think that that's very much on the table.
It should be a priority for sure.
Exactly.
Like, you look at the Phillies, Zach Wheeler is like a top 10 starting pitcher in baseball.
He's a stud, man.
And the Phillies aren't a good team, dude. Yeah. Imagine if they want to shed salary and we acquire Zach fucking Wheeler.
Oh my God. We have the room too, dude. Because I was playing MLB The Show and I was thinking about salary. So I was signing some dudes. I'm in a win now kind of phase. And I'm thinking about our team as the Blue Jays. I was going around the diamond. I'm like, you're on a rookie contract. You're on a rookie contract. You're really cheap.
Dude,
you're really cheap.
Like, insane. Yeah.
Right? Like, we can acquire, like, yeah, we have George Springer and Hyunjin Ryu, like George Springer 25 mil, Hyunjin Ryu 20, but that's like it. Then it's what? Randall Grichuk? That's it.
Yeah.
We're paying for Rourke?
Okay,
that's
so
it.
question, right? Robbie Ray and Simeon are upcoming free agents.
Yeah.
What do we do with them? We kind of have to go after them, right?
The problem is, man, and this is the fucking problem, when you have a guy in a 1-year deal and they do really well, is that they start to outprice themselves a little bit. Now, let me ask you this, Peter, if Simeon, you know, because he's doing really well, I think he's going to be coming into his age 31 year after this season. Correct me if I'm wrong. If he wants, because I think he's going to want something like a 5-year
maybe like a
contract.
490 or something, 500.
Exactly. Like, would you be willing to do something like that? Like, to lock down Simeon for like 5 years for
personally,
a decently amount of money?
I have another idea.
Cool.
I'm going to pitch this to you guys. It's an extremely hot fucking take.
Let's hear it. I'm all for it.
I think the Jays should sign Carlos Correa.
Oh, okay. Tell me why.
For a few reasons. So, reason number one is the Springer connection, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Reason number two, I think he's the youngest shortstop in this draft class. I think he's only, like, maybe he's playing in his 26-year-old season right now.
I feel like that's right.
He's kind of in that same age range as Lindor when he was signed.
Yeah, he's 26
And number
or
three,
27.
I think, if you look at all the shortstops in this class, right, we look kind of Story, great defensively, but he kind of has some offensive questions because of the Coors Field effect, and he's just not as consistent offensively because of his like strikeout profile.
Yeah.
So that's one thing, right? Then we have Seager. So Seager is not that much better defensively than Bichette. He could actually be worse. So he might have to be shifted to third base if we were to sign him, right, into his 30s. That's another guy. Baez, I just feel like is too inconsistent.
I agree.
And not good enough offensively. Again, if you look at the strikeout to walk ratio, it's really bad, right?
Agreed.
And then you kind of arrive at Carlos Correa, and he checks all the boxes, right? So defensively, he's better than Bichette. So you could put Correa at shortstop, move Bichette to second, solves that problem. He's also like he's just the most well-rounded, I think. And I would, right now, I would consider him like the second best shortstop in baseball. I know that's a hot take.
He's getting really good this year, though. He was always meant to like be one of the best shortstops, and now that he's healthy, he's actually doing it.
He was an MVP candidate in 2017, before he got injured.
Yeah.
He was phenomenal in 2019. And I just think this guy, I don't know, what would you offer him contractually? Like 7 years, $210 million, something like that? What do you guys think?
For me, I would be wary, and the reason I'd be wary because I know he's really good, but I'd be worried if we locked him down for a long period of time. Like, we're talking about a guy who was out for like 3 months from a massage.
That is true.
Like, he has had his
is that
injury
a fluke,
concerns
or is that predictive of future injury?
I mean, I think that if I was to ever put a label on somebody as being injury prone, I would say that Carlos Correa up until this point has been injury prone.
For me, and I agree, like if he can stay this way for a long time, I would love that, right?
Yeah, he has the highest upside out of any of these shortstops.
Agreed, absolutely agree. Youngest, everything too. If he could stay healthy, for me, it's just also like we do have some good middle infield prospects coming up. Sure. You know, and like, yes, we could use him as trade bait. We could use him as trade bait. This is the whole thing. It all depends on the way you want to look at the Blue Jays. There is no wrong or right answer, but where I feel like just because it's Ross Atkins, Ross Atkins and Mark Shapiro, I feel like they are going to go the route of bring the young guys up, keep the contracts low, and then when it's time to go, buy, sell. They're going to pull all the triggers when it's time. And I think that time's going to come maybe next year.
Sense.
Yeah. Like maybe next year, maybe in 2 years. Like I feel like that's going to be the window for the major pulling of the triggers.
Here's my opinion then. So we signed Ryu, right, 2019 offseason. We signed Springer, 2020 offseason. So I just think that's kind of, precursor to signing another guy that's even bigger.
You're right.
And, if you think about this season, right, individually, you're getting special production from Simeon and Ray. And if Simeon and Ray move on to other teams, I'm just not sure how we're going to be able to replicate that same level of production. And if we can be, as good of a team, and you could argue that, our prospects are coming, there's more coming up, right, through the system. But I just think, I think Nick mentioned, we have so much, financial flexibility, right, that I think we have room, potentially, for one more, big-name guy, like the Correa, for example.
I agree. I agree, too. Well, maybe that big-name guy is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Think about that, too,
Yeah, could freaking be, It's definitely hard to say, and it's a good thought, Peter. It's definitely something that we should think about, and I think this coming off season, I'm already excited for the off season just so we can make the fucking videos on it.
For real, I'm already generating them we're gonna start, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that.
Yeah, it's that's honestly the most fun for me because 98% of the time we're completely flat out wrong, but it's really fun to talk about anyways. So
okay, last thing, sorry, man. Okay, so I'll ask each of you separately. What is your blueprint, I guess, on the diamond and in the rotation for the future of this team?
Okay,
you go. At each position.
Blueprint, exactly what you mean by blueprint?
So their depth chart, basically.
Oh, fuck me.
Like, for example, like Vladdy at first, Bo at short.
I hear you.
Like, what's the lineup going to look like when it's... Can I, like, add people from free agency?
Yeah, I was like, who's available?
No, just with the core that we have secured right now.
Okay,
controllable players.
For me, then, at championship team, catcher is Gabriel Moreno.
Okay.
First base, Vladdy. Short. I'm gonna leave second for now, but shortstop is gonna be Bo. Third base. Ooh, I feel like it's gonna be Austin Martin. You know.
Okay.
Left field, Gurriel. Center field, Springer. Whether Tio's gonna stay or not, I think he might. Tio's gonna be in right, and then second base. That's going to be either like a free agent, Kevin Biggio. Someone's going to fill that void. Maybe a veteran guy. Someone's going to do that. Someone's going to fill that void. That's going to be my lineup. And then rotation, it would be... Oh, that one's toughy. Well, that one's tough. I can't answer the rotation. I'm sorry. That one's way too tough.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably say the same thing as Adam. I just... instead of Gabriel Moreno, I still have a crap load of faith in Alejandro Kirk coming back and being the guy.
I love Kirk, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I love him too.
he was
just
higher up on the
Moreno,
prospect rankings to begin with. He was fucking awesome in the majors. You know, it's like I know Moreno's having a nice like AAA season so far, but we actually saw Alejandro Kirk hit bombs in the major leagues. So for me, I still got to go there with my thinking.
Kirk has a very unique profile, man. Like,
yeah.
He doesn't strike out a lot, and he has very good discipline, kind of like Vladdy.
Dude, and what's crazy
He's not going to hit the ball as hard, obviously, but he has the same approach at the plate, I think. And he has very, very fast hands, too.
Yeah. What's crazy for me is, like, both those guys are so fucking young. Like, Moreno's 19. Like, Kirk is, what, 20? 21?
He's really young,
22?
Yeah, like, he's super young as well.
Yeah, like, that. It's insane. So, like, either way, like, one of them's going to win the job, and one of them's going to be the guy, and one of them will be traded.
Yeah, but then you also have to consider this, right? We're going to have only a certain number of players that we can kind of secure on the 40-man.
Exactly.
So the people that are performing well this year should be considered trade candidates, right?
Possibly.
Like Reese McGuire.
Oh, honestly, yes.
Get rid of Reese McGuire. I have no attachment.
Now is the time to sell him. As well as he's been doing, like obviously you can't sell him now because else we have no one catching for us. Because you're not going to call it Moreno right now. But I mean, eventually.
Is the catcher for this year.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, totally.
All right, Peter, it's been a pleasure having you on, my friend, again. Anytime you see those blast Patreon messages, like, hit us up. It's first come, first serve. Come back on, man.
Mm-hmm. All right, thanks for having me.
No problem.
Good one.
Enjoy your Moosehead, was it?
Heineken.
Other green beer.
Yeah. Enjoy your Heineken, my guy, and enjoy the game and your Friday
night.
Yeah,
you too, bro. All right, they're going to win their 6th in a row tonight.
Let's go. Let's go. All right.
All right. See ya.
Cheers, Peter.
Later, bro.
All right,
guys. That was Peter. A lot of fun talking to him. A lot of fun talking to everyone who calls into this show. Thank you very much, Peter, for becoming a Patreon, supporting us. It's $3 a month. The link is in our description. So if you guys want to call in, that's all you got to do. And we have you in, and we're drinking, we're chilling.
Yes.
It's a good time.
I just realized before Peter called and then after Peter called.
Yeah.
Like, I'm buzzed.
Yeah, you're buzzed now.
I'm buzzed. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So, guys, in the chat, let us know. Ask some questions, like capitalize, like question or something, so we can see it easier, and then we'll get to it. But for right now, we have a box. Nick, do you want to go for it first?
Yeah, I do kind of want to go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
It's been a couple weeks since I've gone for it.
For real.
I'm ready to freaking that well go for it. I want to do it. You know, I saw somebody comment in this thing. I think it was Evan Blue Jays. He said, "Stop drinking wine."
Oh yeah, I saw that too. Guy, you came to the wrong place.
Yeah.
You want
very big guy. Sorry, that will not be happening.
Oh no, I was thinking about this all week, boys and girls.
Okay, so this is cool. Cody Mayo on Instagram. Shout out him.
Another Patreon.
Yeah, literally another Patreon.
Yeah.
He asks us thoughts on the White Sox new jerseys.
Oh yeah. Southside jerseys are lit.
They're
so good.
Sick as hell, dude.
They're so good. I want
the
one.
Coolest. Yeah, I'm like not even like a White Sox fan, and I want that jersey.
I would just wear it just to wear to like a bar or like
totally.
It's that good where it's like it looks good on you on going out on a night out
actually,
on the town.
Like it looks like it almost. Do you know the brand Crooks and Castles? Do you remember that brand from high school?
It's ringing a bell, but I can't picture it.
It's a total it's a cool brand. It was like kind of like a West 49 thing, like you buy it there, like high end. But that's the kind of vibe I get from this. Is like it's a Crooks and Castles-esque thing. And it's fucking sick, guys. If you haven't seen their jerseys, like, take a look at them.
Oh, my God.
I would totally, like, just get one to get one.
Fuck, I kind of actually want to get it. Because it looks cool, too. It, like, the material, too, looks...
Like, it looks different.
Like, it almost looks... Like, it's, like, reflective a little bit. You know what I mean? You know, like, a bit of a shine. Yeah. It's, like, silky and shit. I love it.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah. And
love
it. Get, like, a Giolito or Anderson one.
Oh,
like that, you know?
Bro, maybe, like, even, like,
Jimenez.
Yeah, I was going to say Jimenez or the other guy. They're both injured. Robert.
Yeah,
Robert. Is it Robert or Robert? Because in the
Robert.
video game, they say Robert.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
stupid.
yeah. Like, you're confusing me.
Yeah, definitely stupid. We did get a question while we were answering that one, and it was, are you guys worried that Pearson is not going to work out?
From Jace Fan Media. This is a good question.
I mean, I hope that he's working out, like the, you know, it's
like working, like hitting the gym.
Like he should be working out. Like,
yeah, like if he's not, like, well, other than his groin, like you can do upper body, but don't do too much so it's like out of
working out or not.
You know,
like I don't really care about that. I care about him pitching well, but like whatever your workout schedule is, do it, dude.
But I'm gonna say this, and I'm also gonna shout out an Instagram channel. It's like the Jays Fan News. I honestly forget his Instagram, but he said the same thing. But I'm not worried because Nate Pearson's 24, right? Like he is so young still. Some pitchers don't develop till they're like 28, 29. And that's the reality. And like, yeah, he's a number one prospect, and we want number one prospects to be good, like right out of the gate, or maybe a year out of the gate and shit too. Do a test, Nick.
Hey, hello.
Do one more.
Hello.
No, you're good. You're good. You're up all the way.
Weird.
Anyway, but here's my thing is like I'm gonna like forget that whole like expectation because I don't want to assume that he's gonna be great out of the gate. I'm gonna get rid of that so that I'm not gonna be butthurt if he's not. I'm gonna give him a lot of time. If he's starting to get like 27 years old and like he's still not becoming anything, he's still getting hurt, he's underperforming. Now I'm gonna get worried. I'm not worried yet. He doesn't have to pitch for us this year. If he comes back, he can go to the bullpen. I'm on board with that because you're not taxing him so much.
Well, I think it all determines like how you're walking into, what do you expect from Nate Pearson? Like if I'm expecting number 9 overall prospect in baseball, yeah, I'm concerned.
Right.
I'm really concerned about that. I don't know. Like I think a number 9 overall prospect in baseball, like. You're potentially up right now, or if not right now, you're up next year, and like you're doing pretty good stuff, you know, like you're up there, like you are heralded as a prospect. Do I think that he's still going to be a major league pitcher? Yeah, I do. I think he's got to work out the injury thing though, because clearly something is wrong with his
groin.
There's something going on there with his conditioning, or with like how he throws the baseball, or just anything.
Bro,
that needs to be dealt with now.
I got a fucking theory, because here's my theory. We all know that like it's too big. Yeah. It's so large, it gets in the way.
I mean, he's like 6, like fucking. He's a monster.
Penis reduction surgery is needed.
Yeah, well, and it's like if you throw like 102 or something like Cree does, like you got to imagine like you're packing something pretty sizable.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna message him on Instagram and ask
be like,
him
get your dick smaller.
Can you deal with that, please?
Please. But what I was gonna say is he overextends himself too much, because part of your power is not just your arm; it's 100% of it, like almost 80%, 90% of your power is from your lower half. So in pushing farther, extending farther, getting everything more elasticy, can create more power. And I feel like. And I could be totally wrong. This is just my opinion. He could be overextending himself, hurting that groin, and continuing to hurt that groin, wanting to get back even sooner before he's fully healthy, and then hurting it again.
Yeah, I mean, well, and that's partially, if that is the case, that's partially on him. But that's also mainly on this trainer, on the person who is dealing with his conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
Tell the kid to sit the fuck down and deal with this appropriately. You know, he clearly needs better practices to handle this. Right? It's as simple as that. Yeah,
I agree.
We covered it.
I agree.
We are worried, but not insanely worried. Also, go Pack, go!
Yeah, buddy. Also, you know what I realized? Sorry, we've been dealing with the mic issue. You know what I realized the mic issue is? Because I plug this one into my mic, and I talk closer to my mic, and it's just naturally that port requires it to be just a little bit closer. So I'm gonna just get you a little bit closer here.
I see. I guess.
Yeah.
Because I like to sit back and project.
Yeah. But now we got you.
All right, cool, good stuff. You want to dive into the box? Or questions?
Also, guys, I saw like a 3 or 4 more questions. Like you can repeat them, and won't penalize you. Penalize some other people for that. This one comes from I am James Owens.
All right.
And this one says, how do you feel about the new ESPN MLB Power Rankings? Oh, let's look them up.
That's good.
That's a great time. I haven't seen them in a while.
I'm probably going to hate them.
MLB Power. I know we're not top 10.
Right.
I just know we're not, of course.
You know what? I mean...
We're not.
We'd be very close,
not.
but yeah,
I think we're at 12 or 11 or some shit. Probably. Maybe they moved us down.
Click on the most
this one,
recent
week
one.
12.
1 day ago.
All right.
That should work.
All right. San Fran's number 1. They are, number 1.
All right.
Wow.
I actually can't go against
They're
that.
doing really good, though.
They are doing insanely well. I think they have the best record in all of baseball right now.
That's
leading
incredible.
the league in home runs.
That's incredible because, that is true. They're right up there with us. They started the year. I remember when I was predicting them what the record would be, I always thought they're not going to win this series or this division, but they have something special going on there. There's a chance they could do something. And that's all it was. I didn't really think. I always banked on they weren't, and they're doing that something.
Yeah, they're doing more than that.
They're hitting their fucking max ceiling.
Hell, I would have said that they're 48-26.
Never. First in the MLB in power rankings. No,
there's not a goddamn chance in hell.
No.
I would have said Mike Yastrzemski's having a good season. That's about it.
I would have said. I would have hoped maybe Buster Posey comes back and is good. Brandon Crawford, what? What?
Yeah.
There's other guys in the team I'm very ignorant because that's way in the other side of the fucking world. They're pitching maybe Gosman, other side of the fucking world. I don't even know.
Number 2 though is the Houston Astros. That makes sense.
Sense.
They're super good. No need to talk about that one too much. Number 3, the Dodgers. Fair enough.
Makes sense.
Well. Honestly, thought the Dodgers would be a little bit better than this, but they're still.
I thought they would be top 2, and then maybe Houston's. But Houston's been good as of late, like really good.
White Sox, number 4.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me as well. They're super elite. San Fran, number 5. Or San Diego, number 5.
Makes sense.
Yeah, this is all, I look at this as a 1 tier right now. I kind of look at Diego, White Sox and Dodgers. I look at these two. I look at actually Houston Astros and San Francisco Giants in a separate tier right now. But then, the next tier for me is Dodgers and those guys.
Actually, Tampa Bay. Wow, Tampa. Okay, I understand why they're 6 because it seemed to me wow, they're really high. Their previous ranking was 1, so it's kind of hard to drop them so many. But they are falling. They are falling. The injury to Glass now, but Franco's up now, so we'll see.
Yeah, still though, Glass now hurts, Oakland at 7 right now. That's all right, whatever.
You're wild card, so that makes sense.
Boston at 8. That makes sense to me.
You're also wild card.
I disagree with this right now.
Wow, Wait, wow. New York Mets number 9.
Yeah, they have the Mets number 9 right now, 38 and 31. I really think that they're just kind of sucking off what Jacob deGrom is doing.
Yeah.
The Mets are a good team. They're a good team, but I don't think that they're number 9 good right now.
I just think they're a little bit. Wow, they went from 10 to 9. Wow, just a little bit overhyped.
Yeah.
10 Cubs. You know what? Respect to the Cubs. And where are we? Indians, but Brewers really good. Yankees, we're 14th, and that makes sense. Mariners are right behind us. Jesus.
Yeah, it makes sense that we're 14, man. We were. They had us at previous rank 12, And then
we did have a bad week.
We lost a decent amount of a decent amount of games. We're 37 and 35. Like, we're just at 500, like a little bit over. So it should make sense that we're just a little bit over average.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I think if we can sweep Baltimore, and if assuming these guys have like average weeks, we could jump up to 12 or 11 maybe.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, like, we gotta have a good stretch here, but like we said at the beginning of this year that we believe that we're a top 10, albeit bottom top 10, but like 8-9 team in the league.
8-9. We were ranked by John Boy's fan base pool of voting, ranked I think number 9 or 8 or something like that.
And I agree with that. I agree with what we've got on our squad, and I think that at the end of the day, if this season is the way that we anticipated it to be, that's where we should end up, and that is a wild card team if we can make it in to that spot. So
agreed.
Hopefully we do it. But
let us know what you guys think too.
Any questions in the chat?
I got one here from Marshall Owen. This one's an MLB The Show kind of question. Over under 2.5 weeks for Springer to get diamond in MLB The Show. Is he a gold? I assume he's probably They really don't like Springer in that.
82 or 83.
I'm gonna say I am gonna say under, just because he's been underperforming.
Yeah.
Since if he comes back and he blows the fuck up, which he hasn't yet, then maybe I would say there's a slight over. Maybe.
But I think that's what he's asking. Do you think he's gonna blow the fuck up?
And I do not think he is going to, because what we've seen is a no. What do you think?
I just think that we're gonna get a down year from Springer this year. I'm not concerned about the long-term output. But, I mean, right now, guys, the pitchers, they're in their mojo. Like, we've been going for over 2 months now. Batters are in the swing of things. Like, it takes a minute to get around. Gurriel is only just figuring it out right now at this point in the season. So, I know that Springer's a super talented bat. He's going to get some clutch hits. But I don't think that we're going to see the overall slash line that we all hoped for at the beginning of this year when we signed him.
I agree. He's also an 84 apparently.
84.
So he's one overall away.
Yeah.
He's only one overall away.
One good week, right? Like,
yeah.
He's gotta have one good week.
He's just gotta explode, and if he does really well for 1-2 weeks, yeah, I think so. Whenever that update, it usually happen at the end of the month or something.
Something around those lines.
Oh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Along those lines.
All right, guys, get more questions in the chat. You want to go for the box?
Yep. Yes, I do.
Also, thank y'all for tuning in. We love having you guys here. It's a little fun fan base, little Blue Jay fans everywhere. We're all Blue Jay fans. Yeah.
All right. So JLee.77 says top 5 AL Cy Young candidates. I'm gonna be honest. That's kind of difficult for me because I haven't been super clear on the stats.
I'll look up some of the top guys.
I mean, I know for sure that Garrett Cole is right up there. I think he's still chilling at a 2.3 ERA right now.
I think he's got to be the front runner. Means is injured.
Yeah,
so he's fallen off a little bit.
But then he got injured and was dropping off. But I know that Cole has pitched like a crap load of innings right now.
Yeah. Oh, bro, this one's a good one. Lance Lynn leads the AL in ERA 2.14. He's good.
Yeah.
Kyle Gibson 2.17, and then it's Garrett Cole.
Yeah, I know that Kyle Gibson's right up there as well.
But I keep waiting for Kyle Gibson to just fall off. You know what I mean?
I don't really understand why. First off, Lance Lynn is as good as he is. Like, this guy literally throws fastballs 90% of the time.
Fuck you, fastballs. Fastball cutter. It's a mix, but. Whatever it is, people cannot pick up his fastball and cannot hit it.
I guess not, dude. It's like I feel like it's gonna happen eventually. Like it has to happen eventually.
Right.
Someone's gonna figure it out.
Right.
But I mean, if he's doing what he's doing right now, like he does have a crap load of strikeouts, so like he'd definitely be up there.
Yeah.
Kyle Gibson also as well, dude. This is somebody who we have to make a video on about potentially trading for.
For real.
I mean, you want to talk about somebody who could actually really seriously impact your team? How about a guy that has a 2.17 ERA?
They have no use for Kyle Gibson in Texas.
Hell no, dude. Hell no.
Damn, that's so true.
That's like their one big, because everyone was like, oh, it's Joey Gallo. And Joey Gallo is going to go. But if I'm the Texas Rangers, I'm thinking to myself, holy shit, we got to get rid of Kyle Gibson right now.
Damn,
He's got to go.
That's so true. You can get a shitload for that guy.
Like, how often is it possible that an actual Cy Young candidate is available for trade? That
Not
almost
often.
never happens.
Not often. I mean, I'm thinking. Let me actually go back towards when we got David Price. I think that's a comparable, because I know he had an amazing 2015 year with Detroit.
Look at what he was doing with Detroit prior to trade.
So let's see. 2015 Detroit. He had a 2.15 ERA with Detroit. With Detroit, 5.3. Jesus, 2.53. And then with us, 2.3.
Yeah.
And he ended up being Cy Young 2. Cy Young 2.
Yeah.
So that's
kind of comparable, man.
Actually, now, okay, so back when I was a kid, I think 17 or 18, when we traded for David Price. I remember just being like, "Oh, David Price is a great pitcher." But now that I'm like into stats and like awards and shit, now I'm actually taking it in. We got the Kyle Gibson, but like a bit more notoriety.
Sure.
In terms of that shit, like that's if you traded. Honestly, this is like if you traded Garrett Cole to a team. This is exactly what it is, because this is what he was. He was the ace of the whole. He was on the cover of video games. Like he was the shit.
Potentially, man. Like, yeah, it would be a massive move back in the day, and I think that getting somebody like Kyle Gibson would be a massive move. Kyle Gibson's contract is good through the 2022 season. So. Oh,
that's amazing. So that even puts more of a price on Kyle Gibson.
Totally, because now you have him for an additional year. Now he is a bit older. He's 33 years old. But I mean, hey, like you get him for only one more year after that.
Now's the time to sell him. You're not going to keep. What do you want to do? Lose with him some more? Maybe next year he sucks, and then you're like, okay, well we lost out on all that value.
Yeah, no. I would much rather, if I was the Texas Rangers, like ship him off. And I think we, the Yankees, the Red Sox.
Oh yeah.
These guys would all be, even the Rays, now that they just lost Glasnow. Like I know they don't make
they're in the market,
moves, but they have to be in the market.
Why the fuck do we have to be in the AL East? AL East is the hardest fucking division in every division. Every division in baseball. Name a harder division, like with more competition right now.
Maybe.
I would have said the AL. I would have said the NL East.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
But they're all like 500.
Right.
You know, they're not actually that good.
Yeah.
Like this, we're above 500 and we're in 4th.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. Woe is me. Fuck. All right. Guys, hit us with some questions. I think it's me now. Game time in about
13 minutes.
13.
Or I guess it starts at 7:07.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, math.
Math.
24 minutes.
That's my brain when it tries to calculate. This one says, how far is Ryu from winning this year's Cy Young? Aww.
Oh, we're just talking about it.
All right, we're on the topic of pitchers. All right.
I think he's too far. Yeah,
he's a bit too far. All right, so just based off ERA, I know ERA's not everything. There's also other shit that goes in counter. Blah, blah, blah. So it goes. He's tied for 7th in ERA right now with Chris Bassett.
Right.
3.25. Is
that AL or is that?
That's just AL.
That's just AL.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He's far.
He's too far because the problem is, and you were just saying, I know that there's other things like ERA is not anything. Well, it typically, like, he's not that great in the other things when it comes to
the strikeouts. His strikeouts have been so low.
You know, exactly, right? It's like usually it's the ERA that he's got to be like 1 or 2 in.
He's got to be the best.
Exactly, right? So it's like if he's not the best in that, then he's not going to be doing the other stuff because like he doesn't strike out as many people as a Lance Lynn or a Garrett Cole. You know, he doesn't. We don't usually let him go. Well, now this season more than most, but I mean, like 8 innings, like that's almost unheard of for Ryu. So
yeah,
I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen this season, guys. I feel like he's still gonna be really good, and he's definitely elite.
Yeah,
but not this year.
So how far is he? Well, if he were to be a Cy Young candidate, he would have to go on some stretch. He'd have to like get a no-hitter.
Yeah, I like what Del Kermis is saying right
now. Oh, he just said it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back-to-back no-hitters, put him right back. Yeah, you either have to get like no-hitters, scoreless stretch. You have to break a record or something, and then he's right back in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we gotta have a crazy month.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
Oh
month,
yeah.
You know. Also, I really like what Electro Gaming 87 is saying. He's making the most sense out of anybody here. So that's just take a look at that comment and yeah, that's nice. That's good quality stuff right there.
For those who are watching this after our live, he says Packers Super Bowl champs.
Does anyone watch this after we're live?
Yeah, about like it actually like some of our post games they actually double.
Shut
after
the fuck up.
yeah,
man.
they double.
Damn, that's insanity.
Crazy, eh?
Also, Colton Plays Baseball. What's good, dude? What's good? Adam, dive into the chat, my dude. Wait, we got a question.
Right we got a question. Jace Fan Media says which prospects are on the team next year? Good one. That is a good one. I think Austin Martin's going to be on the team at some point. I think he will. Yeah. Especially, it all depends on what happens this offseason. Like, if we don't end up signing back Marcus Semien, I think he for sure will. Yeah.
I think that SWR will be on it.
Good one.
I think that Nate Pearson will be on it. He's still
I think so
considered
too.
a prospect.
Yeah.
I think that I don't think Moreno will be yet because
he's still so young.
We're still so young. We're still back with the Kirk and the whole whatever. I think that Groshans would be on it if we don't trade him.
Right.
You know, like Groshans will be like he'll be one of those guys that you see come up like halfway through. It's like now we got a bench bat coming in sort of thing. Like we got an injury. Groshans, it's you. You're up now.
If he's hot in the AAA because like they don't want to start his clock and shit, right?
Well, but that's what I mean. Like I expect him to come in like halfway through the year. Like would that start
as soon as
clock?
it would add on like as long as he doesn't stay up for too long. Like let's say if he stays up, think of a clock is like it actually carries into the next year. So like if your clock is like full year is 1, right? Mm-hmm. So like if you play for a third of the season, your clock is now 0.333, right? So then if you play 0.666, that's 1 year.
Right, yeah. I mean, I do feel like we'll see him though. Like he was on the show saying that we'd see him this year, you know? So I'm holding him to his comment right here, and I'm saying that we will at least see him next year.
That's fair.
We should hit him up actually and be like, "What's good, dude? Like, where are you, man?
Where are you? We're expecting you on the show. We need a third baseman."
Yeah, for real.
Where are you,
I'm
bro?
Cut the clip out of him being like, "I will be up here." I'm gonna send that over to him with a question mark and be like, "What?"
Guys, like actually, for those who are like, I know we have a lot of fans that are newer in 2021. We interviewed Jordan Groshans in 2020 before we had good microphones and shit. We interviewed him, and he like Nick's saying, he said he's gonna be in the show in 2021.
Now.
So go check it out. Just look through our channel like Jordan Groshans. You'll be able to find it.
Is Bo going to be playing shortstop for us in 2023, or does he move positions or teams? He won't move teams.
No.
He could. No. I don't think he'll move positions either. I think that he'll own that spot. Like, unless he'd have to get. Here's the scenarios. He'd have to get hurt for a very extended period of time, long enough for Austin Martin to not only come in, but also excel at the shortstop position. So that'd be like, you know, he's gone for like 3-4 months.
Yeah.
Or he'd have to suck so fucking bad. Like he'd just have to suck so bad.
That's the thing. And like he's been doing better as of late.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think he's set because here's the thing, you bring in Marcus Semien, an all-star shortstop in 2019. A veteran guy, and he doesn't take over shortstop, that tells you that the management has a plan, that he's going to be the shortstop of the future. Mm-hmm. But I agree. If he's continuing to do well, they won't change him. But if he sucks asshole, and there's someone just like Troy Tulowitzkiing this fucking shit, Derek Jeter in this bitch, then move him to second.
I don't see that happening.
But yeah, who's going to do that?
Exactly. Like I feel
Austin Martin, maybe?
Defensively, and I feel like defensively, like once you've kind of found it, like, yes, you can go through, like, waves of losing it and whatnot, but usually once you found it, it's like, okay, like, I found it now. Like, I know myself as a shortstop. Yeah. I know what I'm capable of. Like, you don't make the rookie errors that you used to make.
Yeah.
You can get cold, but you always bounce back usually.
A lot of guys make rookie mistakes. Rarely do you see like a defensive shortstop come up and like be stellar. Rarely, unless you're Wander Franco. But rarely. Like Tatis sucks. Corey Seager sucks. I didn't even know he sucked. I barely watch his games, but apparently he sucks. So yeah.
I just joined. Have y'all talked about what's gonna happen to Rowdy?
Ooh.
Rowdy.
Oh boy.
Do you think Daddy's getting traded this year? I don't know how much Daddy's commanding this year.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I don't think he's worth a shitload.
Right.
He's got to be worth chump change. I'd rather just keep him just in case. He's more of a just in case.
Like, I don't know who would actively buy him, because if you're buying at this point, you're going to want to be in playoffs. And if you're going for playoffs, do you really buy Rowdy Tellez? Is that the guy that you go out and that's like kind of like, maybe it's not quite the equivalent, but kind of similar. Maybe you do actually, because remember what we did with Vogelbach last year?
Yeah.
That kind of feels like that sort of move. Like,
right.
I guess maybe
he has a chance
if it's just like a depth thing. It's
well,
we just need to
just
have
in case.
a first baseman, like a second first baseman.
Yeah.
You guys are good. Like, maybe we'll take them off your hands.
Did we trade for Vogelbach when Rowdy got injured? Was that why we traded for Vogelbach?
No. I remember there was no logical reason why we did it, and I remember we talked about it, because then like a week later we were like, all right, Vogelbach, that's good. Like, see ya.
Yeah, and he's literally gone. He got like a walk and like a strikeout. Or
yeah,
something.
like he had like 2.5 ABs for us or some stupid shit. Like, we just got rid of. I have no idea. Like, I think the management was just like fucking drunk that day or something. And, like,
they were drunk trading on Yahoo.
They saw the trade button. They were like, all right.
And they were like, yo, this guy was really good last year. Hit this many homers.
Dude, you remember Vogelbach? Atkins is like, yeah, I remember Vogelbach.
Yeah,
totally, dude. Let's get him. Like, dude. Shapiro was like, dude, yeah, man. Like, let's ship it all.
They're just stoned. Both of them were stoned.
I guess so. Maybe they were stoned and they were looking at his like 2019 stats. Damn. They thought it was 2020.
Damn, I just thought of this right now. Like, what if we were managers of the Toronto Blue Jays and we just get a call from like Seattle and we're like, let's say we're plastered. We're absolutely plastered, and they're just like, hey, so we're interested in, like, Bo Bichette, and we're going to give you a lot. And we're like, oh, hey, look, he says he's going to give us a lot. And, like, we make a move, and the next morning, we go to the press conference, like, I'm sorry, I don't remember this comment happening.
Yeah, you sit down for your regular press conference, and they're like, Bo Bichette, like, why did you trade him? You're like, what?
What are you talking about? I'm, like, wearing sunglasses, hungover as fuck.
What do you mean? We traded him?
Oh, no, you're lying.
Yeah, no, I mean, if we're managers, like, I gotta cut the booze on working hours,
I gotta put my phone in, like, a box, my work phone.
I'll take the call. I'll be like, listen, Seattle, I'm fucked up right now, man. Like, you gotta call back tomorrow. It's not working for me.
I'm drunk. All right. Well, get a couple more questions here. Game time is
Marshall
looming.
Owen says, what dugout antics will Lourdes Gurriel Jr. get up to tonight? If I knew, I would be Lourdes Gurriel Jr., but I'm not that clever. What do you think he's doing tonight?
It's hitting another bomb. I peeked over. Top 3 Blue Jays with the best OPS. Number 1 is Reese McGuire in the last 7 days. And then Lourdes Gurriel is number 2, and then Vladdy number 3. He's hitting another bomb tonight.
I think that tonight, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. is going to do something clever or funny with his batting gloves.
What? He's gonna go.
It's like Lourdes in the dugout with batting gloves.
Dude, he's gonna be sitting there like tuned out. Like I'm just picturing if I was tuned out.
Yeah. Like he's gonna give me something like that.
Something like that.
Give me something like that. Something like that. That's my like Clue guess. If we were playing the game Clue, that would be my guess. Lourdes in the dugout with batting gloves.
Oh, here's one. This one's. I have 2 here actually. Better hair, Bo or Lourdes? Quick.
Lourdes.
I like Bo. I like Bo's hair. MBM video says, question, should the Jays trade Pearson? No.
I'm always open to a trade. It depends how much and how drunk I am at the time of accepting. Should the Jays trade Nate Pearson for Mike Trout? 100%.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Assuming like people are gonna undersell us right now. No.
We don't take because they would undercut the offers. It's like they wouldn't trade for him at his ceiling. They'd trade for him below his. Yeah,
they'd be like, oh, you're like Anthony K.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. We don't trade for him. He's fucking Anthony.
No. Anthony K, man. Oh, what a guy.
Yeah.
All right. Should we quickly just do a little pregame preview?
Sure.
All right, guys. So the Jays game, as you see behind us, Sportsnet later is on right now, and we've got our lineup. Marcus Semien leading off as always with the second best OPS on the team. Bo Bichette in the 2-hole. Guerrero, Hernandez, Springer's back in the lineup. Love, I'm hoping he gets a hit tonight. I'm really just something.
He'll get one.
Yeah, like one.
Sorry, he's batting fifth.
Batting fifth, yeah, he's a 136 average, but how many at bats is that? 22. That's nothing. That's nothing. Kevin Biggio, I'm noticing Montoya likes to split up the lineup with the lefty, Kevin Biggio, in the 6th spot.
Yeah, that's like a Montoya thing. Like he loves to have his lefty in there.
Yeah, it's Tellez.
If all these guys could bat left, Montoya would be like jizzing in the dugout, bro. He'd be like,
a full lefty lineup.
I can't believe it.
And then Grichuk in the 7th spot. Our boy, Gurriel in the 8th spot, and then McGuire in the 9th spot. Our 2 hottest hitters of the last week, batting 8 and 9. There you go.
I mean, that's
cool
great.
To me,
that's
great.
If we can damage them down there, like whatever, bro.
Anything's possible.
Whatever, right? It's like it is insanity to me that Gurriel is batting in the freaking 8th
We
spot.
predicted him I remember it was like last November, December, him batting 3rd for us this year.
Well, I remember all of last season, I was like, can we just have this guy bat 3rd?
Yeah.
And I still stand by that. He should have. You know, like that was a dumb Montoya thing. He's much more on the lineups this year. Like I'm vibing with the lineups a little bit more.
Yeah, because everyone's producing.
That's the thing. It's like I can't get mad at you when it's like as much as I love Gurriel and like he's like probably my favorite Blue Jay player and I'd love to see him batting in the 2-hole, I can't actively say like don't do that now.
Over Bichette with an 807 OPS.
Exactly.
Like,
it's like
leading the league in runs scored.
In the end, it's like I have to look at this analytically and it's like, okay, well, we've done this. It's working. If Bo Bichette goes on a month-long tear of sucking, then we can have that conversation. Yeah. But that's not happening. So.
Yeah, like if I'm going to be picky, I would put Gurriel in the 6th hole. But that's me being picky.
Exactly.
That's me being picky.
Yeah. You know? Exactly. Yeah. Like if I and who in the end is that actively going to change something about the game? Probably not.
Probably not.
You know. We'll see though.
Maybe
it comes to the bottom of the 9th and it's Biggio up instead of Gurriel.
Yeah, see that's the type. That's of shit when it's the microscope shit. Where you're like, this was different.
The whole game would be good.
Oh, guys. That's the Wide Unwind. Let's get a little outro music going right here. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Any last words? Pamps is my guess. Maybe Thornton for what? Pen guy will depend on the score. What's the question?
Who is coming in for the pen? Is that
first. Who's coming in first? If we're winning, which I think we will, and based on yesterday, Pamps, but like I
don't think it will.
I don't think it'll be Pamps
because I only expect Manoah to go like 5, so I think we're gonna need a guy. I don't know if we bring in Pamps for the 6.
Who the fuck will we bring in? Actually, that is something I actually want to look at because our bullpen changes all the fucking time.
I have no idea, man. Like I really don't know about this bullpen. I don't know our roles. I don't know anything.
Yeah, there is no roles. There is nothing. Like, okay, actually. Honestly, based on what Montoya does, it might be Pamps. He might go 1 or 2. Because then, in the late innings, what I think he's going to do is going to go Meza, Chatwood, and then Romano. I think that's what he'll do. Flip, Chatwood, Meza, who knows? But those will be the guys tonight.
You know what? I don't even think it's going to matter because we'll be up like 7-0 by that time.
And we'll see some Saucedo again.
Hell yeah. But it's going to be Saucedo. He'll pitch like 5 onwards.
Let's go. All right, guys. That's the Wine Unwind. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're going to be doing this still every single Friday before the Blue Jays game, an hour before. So tune in. I'm excited to see what they do. Let's get that 4-game sweep going. What do you think?
Yeah,
4 games?
Sweep. Turn on the freaking music. I want to dance.
It's already on. It's been on for a little bit.
The illusion is up.
Guys, if you don't know, we actually don't listen to anything. It's just blank, but you guys can hear it.
Like, this is so weird on our end. You know? It's like, I'm just doing this in silence. You know? You think it looks kind of interesting? But it's silence for me.
It's silence. I'm just bopping up and
I just heard my neighbors leave their home, you know?
Guys, thank you so much. Subscribe, like, become Patron. You can come chat with these dudes. All right. Go away, Google